Jessica Beard is the referee in the middle from New Zealand. So Ghislaine Landry here, the top point scorer for the Canadian team, will kick off for Canada. Japan will receive the ball. And plenty of home support cheering on Jen Kish as she takes the ball. Ghislaine Landry up over that 10-yard line then. Kelly Russell with the big handoff, and is this the first try for Canada? It is. Karen Paquin in under the post, and a great start for Canada.
Straight from the kickoff, Canada showing their athleticism. Jen Kish up in the air, and Paquin, look at the smile on her face. Look at the height on this kick. Beautiful execution. And the leaping Kish gets a hand on it. A bit scrappy here, but once the ball's moved, Russell does her job. See how she attracts the two Japanese defenders, and that gives Karen Paquin the space. Great finish from her out wide.
An additional 2 points by Ghislaine Landry takes her to the third, well, Karen Paquin in this case, third point scorer of all time for Canada.
And a great night for Karen last night at the Rugby Canada Awards in town here in conjunction. She was named Canada's Sevens Players of the Year, so congratulations to her and the start she would have wanted for this tournament.
Well, look at the good hang time she's got on that kick, although Japan have got the possession. Now they'll attack from deep. Here's the captain, Nakamura. And what Japan have got to do is just try and retain some of this possession on the rugby football. Taking the ball in is Ayaka Suzuki. And a ball out wider there to Chisato Yoku, winning that scrum, distinctive scrum cut. Lovely little slip pass there. Look how Canadians' defence has come up to put the Japanese under pressure. Turnover ball here for Canada. Megan Lucan pinched the ball there in the contact. And again, space down that blind side. The pass went behind Paquin. Canada on that 22-metre line. Kelly Russell looks for the support of Megan Lucan. Ball out by Kaylee Malishki. This is Jen Kish. Jen Kish gets to Bianca Farella. Farella will have the pace to go into the corner. And this will be Canada's second try.
Well, this is good sevens from Canada. Everyone knowing their roles. Russell took the ball forward. This is the turnover. And you see Megan Lucan over the ball. She has rights as the tackler, so she poaches it. And then simple stuff. And Kish does the work, getting the handoff, gets free, and puts Farella in space. And interesting, Farella wins the pace matchup against Yamaguchi there, one of Japan's faster players.
Well, Kelly Russell has just nailed the additional 2 points for the conversion, and we saw Kelly Russell did a couple of conversions last week in Atlanta from wide out, and she certainly is an asset there on the kicking duties.
Yeah, she's also taking the pressure off Ghislaine Landry, who will do the restarts. There she is. So what a great option for Coach John Tate to have another kicker on the side.
Ghislaine Landry then will kick off once again. That ball well taken there by Makiko Tomita. Tomita makes that pass. Japan on that far outside. Makiko Tomita again, once again with that distinctive scrum cap. Well tackled by Kilimaleshki. Wrap-around play here from Japan. And the contact is Chisato Yuku. Nakamura, the captain, the short hair on that 10-yard line. Japan retaining the possession well. Good break here, up and over the 10-yard line. Yoku and Japan playing well, but that was a forward pass there in the contact. Mio Yamanaka making that forward pass, but offside for the Canadians, and Japan will attack again. Again, tackler's rights there, but our referee Jessica Beard says illegally.
Japan putting lots of pressure. Chisato Yoku with a fantastic break right to the middle of the defense. And here at the breakdown, Canadian player not releasing, not allowing the Japanese player to exercise her rights to place the ball.
So watch this interesting restart. You have to tap the ball to start. So there's the tap. And the wraparound play is through Suzuki. Nakamura, the captain now, teasing the defence. In on the short ball goes Yuko. Yuko in that centre position. Japan may well swing to this near side. That's where the majority of their attack players are. Here it is, coming back down that blind side. Just it's slow ball for Japan as they attack Suzuki now. Yamaguchi takes it, and Yamaguchi, who shone in Atlanta last week.
The penalty is for not rolling away. Kish put hands on the ball, but good work from the Japanese here. Clinical stuff, keeping possession. This unique tap penalty, I don't know quite what's gained from it, Scott.
Yeah, Yamanaka's wearing the scrum cap there. Jess Baird just taking her time, and Matitego, Bogandrom and Anandavi takes the field of play. Gareth Rees.
My first experience with Miss Bogandrom and Anandavi.
Well, you're going to have some practice here. Again, Japan with Suzuki. She taps the ball. Then through the hands, it goes to Yamanaka and straight down the middle, but the ball knocked on. So Canada will have the ball, and a ripple of applause around the stadium.
Well, this is her role on the field. Bogandrom Anandavi dropping the shoulder, but just drops the ball, unfortunately, as the contact arrives.
Of Tongan distinction. So Canada will attack from deep. This is Gislin Landry. Just puts the kick downfield. Plenty of space down there for her to chase. But Japan did well there, didn't Ayaka Suzuki get back well there? Now the counter attack down that blind side. Interception is made though for Canada. Megan looking to Jen Kish. Jen Kish comes back, looks for Farella, and surely Farella will just have a stride into the post. Canada's third try. It's Farella's second.
Well, the 23-year-old from the town of Mont-Royal, much to the delight the Canadian fans, gets a try. This is the interception. The inside ball doesn't go to hand. Then wisely, look at the work from Jen Kish. She doesn't panic. She doesn't try to go wide on herself. She straightens, fixes the defense, and then once again, Farella benefits on the outside with all sorts of space.
And the conversion from in under the posts from Gislin Landry. Over that goes. And Gislin Landry converts the third Canadian try. Half-time score then here is Canada 21, Japan 0.
Okay, here we go, ladies. Connect. 1, 2, 3. All right, good start, ladies. Get awareness on the shift. Right, outside when you want that ball, come in that ball, right? So there's no doubt that they're in action. Just keep working on that. Right, they're looking for a lot of zeros. We've defended it pretty well. A couple times we've been caught, a little bit tired after a few phases, is just dropping off on that side. If you punt it well, you're going to have an opportunity for a turnover there. Right, so you got to come up and make sure, and you're coming up the blind side, tell that, look for zero, help them out, and connect, right? We're getting in their pocket and they're forcing passes. Now keep getting up and challenge the ball. This call should go our way sooner or later, right? Bit inconsistent there, but keep going after it the way you want to play. All right?
Just if you feel the person on you, don't put your hands on it because you're going to call it everything.
What I'm loving is that the A's are staying out. We're letting everyone do their job. Keep doing it.
Up high.
1, 2, 1, 2, 1.
So the second half just about to get underway between Japan and the white jerseys kicking off, and Canada. They lead by 21 points to 0. The Canadians, a quick switch for them at half time sees Brittany Benn on the pitch. Up she goes for the ball. And she's on for Bianca Farella. So John Tate rotating his squad. Kelly Russell takes that ball on that far outside channel. And Hannah Darling in on that wide outside. Oh, lovely little overhead pass there for Canada, and charging up the line, Kayla Maleshki all the way in, and it was made by that little lovely dink pass that allowed the overlap to be created.
You're bang on, Scott. Megan Lucan, Kayla Maleshki gets the try, but look at this pass. There's the hanging kick. It's going into the wind. The wind is from left to right on your screens. But that woman there, Megan Lucan, has been all over this match, picking up loose ball, intercepting ball, and look at this pass. Seeing that the Japanese defender is pinched, she flips it up over the top, and a woman who's come from 4 years of serious basketball in the United States in the NCAA, the college system down there, showing her range of skills, getting the ball to Kayla Maleshki for Canada's third score.
And again in 7-a-side rugby, just as a reminder, the kick-off for the scoring team. So there in the middle, Megan Lucan, as she said, she has impressed. Megan Lucan. Kick-off doesn't quite go across the 10-yard line there.
So that's something she's been working on, as I said, a full career in high-level basketball, trying to complete the skill package. These crossover athletes, very much a part of the story as we head into Rio in the Olympics. Nations looking for athletes, and Lucan not able to get that drop kick correct.
Sister Kayla still plays for the University of Wisconsin. Back to the action. Jen Kish then in with the heavy tackle there. Japan just struggling to retain ball, but Jess Beard, well, she pinged the Canadians. Now the Japanese on the attack. Oh, high tackle adjudged there. Just quick tap and go. And Japan starting to put the phases of possession together. But another error and a third penalty. Well, Canada got to watch it.
That time offside, not back from the previous penalty.
So Yamanaka winning the scrum cap. She will tap and go. Yamanaka, route one. Tomika just goes into support. Switching round. Oh, lovely little offload and try for Chisato Yoko. And Yoko gets one back for the Japanese. They scored 2 tries last week in Atlanta. This is the first one here in Langford.
A just reward for some really efficient sevens play, putting the Canadians under pressure. Referee Jessica Beer is going to have a look at the grounding here, I think. Make sure that ball gets down. Ooh. Is she on the second effort or the initial? So we do have the referee review process in place. The Canadian crowd thinks she hasn't got it down.
Jen Kiss with a super tackle, wasn't it, Gareth? And just to maybe deny Japan the try.
No
try.
Hold up.
There you go. So the defensive effort was superb, and the tackle was good on Chisato Yoko.
Well, that is the referee review process. As she rolls over the line, she's trying to get that ball down, and as you see, Kish is holding it up the whole way through. The referee has to look at the screen in stadium here at West Hill Stadium, just off to the left of your shot there, and she's determined that it wasn't put down.
Well, there's the young lady who made the try-saving tackle for Canada, so she keeps a clean sheet there. And John Tate, just a low five there. A high five with John Tate could be quite difficult, actually.
Yeah, the second row, himself in Canadian International 15s and 7s player, and of course played for the great Cardiff club in Wales.
Well, Matateko Logan Drummond and Ndavi tried to have the original breach there for Japan. And she is wearing that number 3 jersey for Japan. And an illegal side entry there for Japan will just allow Canada just to perhaps clear their lines here. Kelly Russell.
What a luxury for Coach John Tate. As we saw the bench there, there's 5 starters off, so this result very much in hand. So as we start day 1 of the Langford Sevens, he's got a smile on his face, and he's able to rest some of his star players. But Tate, the leader of this program.
And Gareth, he's been a great coach for the Canadians, hasn't he? He's given them real inspiration, a real desire for the game as well.
Yeah, they've got a well-funded program here through the On the Podium, the Olympic programming. They work very, very hard, and he's transformed this women's team. But he's trying some new players, like young Charity Williams there. He's trying to find some young blood as well. You note the likes of Mandy Marchuk, no longer in the squad for the moment. So he's trying to find some young players to keep the pressure on ahead of the Rio Olympics.
Megan Lucan has certainly caught that. Here's another great player, Brittany Benn, really solid, chunky, dynamic rugby player. Shrugging off the tackles on that far outside. Kayla Mack, but eventually running out of space down that far side. So Japan will take the quick one. And as you can see, they're very adept at handling the ball, the Japanese. Well, a lot of pressure there on Taniguchi. Taniguchi hassled in the tackle there by Hannah Darling. That was excellent defence there from the Canadians.
We talk about line speed. You saw Hannah Darling attacking the defender and made her tackle.
Kelly Russell lost the ball. She was under pressure there from Makiko Tomita. Brittany Benn on that far outside. Benn gets the handoff, and Brittany Benn will be in for another try for the Canadians. It's her 12th try on the Sevens World Series circuit.
Well, Britt Benn, the star from Guelph. There's the tackle from Darling going in. That was the turnover ball as she immediately got to her feet. And Benn runs it in, as she's done so many times in a Canadian jersey. The power and the pace. But once again, the provider was Megan Lucan. She's been so busy, so good on the ball, and she threw the final pass.
Well, the conversion was unsuccessful, but that's Canada's 60th try on the HSBC Women's Sevens Series. So a little bit ago to catch the triple winners Australia, who won in Dubai, Sao Paulo, and last weekend in Atlanta. They'll be one of the hot favourites here in Langford this weekend.
Very disappointed to drop games to not only Australia but to England in that third-fourth match. So in England, of course, undoing them here in their home tournament last year.
Yeah, home advantage will count a lot for the Canadians. Ball bounces back here for Japan. They should just kick points.
I think the fact there's some substitutes in here, they'll want to make their mark. They've got fresh legs.
Well, here's one of them, Charity Williams, and she can shift. Megan Lucan. Oh, Kelly Russell hits the angle. Up to the 22. The handoff goes in. There's one. There's two. There's the third one. What a great try there by Kelly Russell. Just showing her strength, power, and pace.
Well, Scott, as a midfield player, you'll appreciate this. Look at the change of the line of run, the angle of run. That change of angle challenges the Japanese defense. And Kelly Russell, a woman who led her 15-a-side team to a Women's World Cup final in 2014, shows all the pace and power that makes her a great player.
Well, 6 tries for the Canadians in this tie against Japan. 4 have been converted. That one was missed. So a good opening performance here for this Canadian team, looking to have a strong tournament in front of their own crowd. Final score then of this Pool C game sees Canada winning by 38 points to 0 over Japan. Well, I was just looking out into the middle of the field and I was waiting for the referee. He's just actually entered the field of play. Rasta Rashamengi. There he is, one of the most popular and colourful characters on both the men's and the women's circuit. So Japan kicking off here. Mio Yamanaka getting plenty of height on that ball, and underneath it was Makiko Tomita. So Japan have got the possession early doors, and Ayaki Suzuki, well, it was a poor pass and the ball spilt, so England, well, they've got buttery fingers as well.
Yeah, both teams getting a knock-on in. Early doors in this game, less than 30 seconds gone. It's off the switch, just didn't have her hands up expecting it. A little bit of a bullet pass there that hands the scrum to England. Then England try and run the turnover, but Abby Brown knocks it on as well.
Yeah, Maria Yamaguchi, who's got the eye here actually in the in Atlanta last week, scoring a couple of tries.
She's correct. Tight head goes over, you go underneath.
So the referee Rasta Rashimengi just asking for the scrums to be reset.
Bind. Set. Steady.
Fumbles up and straight away just the gap opens up. The pace is on here for England, and over the 10-metre line is Emily Scott and the support of Heather Fisher. We've seen it before, we've seen it again. Heather Fisher with her 14th try on the Sevens World Series circuit.
She runs that line so well, Heather Fisher supporting off the shoulder. It's Emily Scott, though, who makes the break. It's the turn of pace, isn't it? She looks up and sees a gap, but can put the pace on so quickly, then crucially gets the ball in one hand, holds the tackle off with the other, offloads to the powerful, pacey Heather Fisher, who's in under the post.
An additional 2 points is good for England. And Emily Scott, we don't see her starting too often in an England jersey, but she's certainly made an impact right from the off, Sudi.
She has. She's a lovely little rugby player, really good accurate kicking, a real turn of pace. She's captaining this game as well, one of the less experienced players, so Simon Middleton clearly has faith in her.
The referee Rasta Rashimengi declared that didn't go its full 10 metres, so he'll pull play back, and well, the tap restart will then happen from Mio Yamanaka.
Call that the commentator's curse, don't they? So we just talked about the accuracy of Emily Scott's kicking.
Yamanaka then finds Ayaka Suzuki. Suzuki well tackled there by Sarah McKenna. Bit loose there, Yamaguchi up to the 10-yard line. Now Japan, can they retain that possession and build their attack from here? Well, it's route number 1 for Matatego, Kokandrum and Anandavi. Again, Japan showed in their opening loss to Canada they can actually play some good rugby. Had a try, but it was disallowed. They all just get a little bit bunched up there as they try and reset over that 22. But great turnover played by Daniel Waterman, and this is Heather Fisher. Abby Brown on the wide outside, and Abby Brown will just stretch those long levers of hers and run 60 metres towards the post. Well, Abby Brown last played in Atlanta last week, the 19-year-old, one of the youngsters in the Simon Middleton England 7. Third try of her career, first of this weekend.
Yeah, it's a turnover, isn't it? England, Danielle Waterman does really well in defence there, so good to see her back. Then Amy Wilson-Hardy to Heather Fisher, who just fixes the defence, and then Abby Brown, haste to spare, sprints down the wing and over the try line.
Well, interesting enough, it's actually Sarah McKenna taking the conversion, so that allows Emily Scott not to run up all the way up that pitch. There's Sarah McKenna with the additional conversion. Good start by England, out to 14-0 to lead. Try scorer Abby Brown was up with a tackle there as Japan now from deep through Ayaka Suzuki. Get up and over the 22-metre line. Suzuki, well tackled there by Daniel Waterman. She's certainly having a great impact in this game.
The contact skills from Danielle Waterman there. First the tackle, then the turnover.
So sprinting away here, showing great pace is Kay Wilson. Well, Wilson was well tracked and tackled by Marie Yamaguchi, but the ball's played on, and it bounces favourably there for Emily Scott, who dots down under the sticks.
So I talked about the footballing skills of Emily Scott. She needed them there, the third try for her in the 7 series, but it came from this. First of all, brilliant cover tackle from Danielle Waterman, and then the turnover. That meant that the Japanese defence was disorganised. Kay Wilson really stretched them, throws the ball back inside, and then it's a little bit of footballing from Emily Scott. Bounces up nicely into her hands.
So additional 2 points on offer. Scott adds the conversion to her try. England out to a good and handsome 21-0 points to lead. 3 converted tries. But the work rate there of Danielle Waterman, twice she's made the tackle, twice she's turned over the ball, and twice England have scored. Oh, ball was taken by Abby Brown. Abby Brown steps, dances up to that 22-metre line. Oh, nice little switch here. Well, Japan's defence have been split by Emily Scott, and Emily Scott, you'll notice the way she held the ball in 2 hands to carve the opening in that Japanese defence.
Really lovely play from Emily Scott here. 10 tries now. Came from this. The kick just goes over the despairing lift of the Japanese into the hands of Abby Brown, who does well to claim it. And then Emily Scott, such a balanced runner. She had the ball in 2 hands when she made the dummy, so the defence thought she was going to pass it, then just sped through the gap. That turn of pace that we saw for the first try, she showed it again. Dominant from England at the moment.
Well, Emily Scott, this is her 8th tournament and her 8th try for her country. Great little setup here in Langford. Ball then is kicked off by Emily Scott once again. Taken by Japan. Just trying to get up over that 10-yard line. Well, Japan have hardly been in the England half, but Suzuki's making a great break here. In actual fact, it's Ano Kuwai. Yuko then onto Kuwai again, who gives the pass. So Japan trying to string the phases of possession, but look how bunched they're getting. All 7 players from Japan, all within a 10-metre radius. Quick tap and go from Kana Mitsuki. Then the rampaging run by Takano. Oh, lovely little slip pass. Brilliant tackle by England. Japan really stretching this English defence. Try time, Japan. And finally, they get some reward for their effort.
If you keep the ball for long enough in 7s, if you keep recycling it, the opposition will run out of defence. Japan did so well here, kept recycling, kept looking after the ball in contact. And then finally, the one pass out. Yamaguchi, I think it is, who finally gets on the end of that. Really good, patient 7s from Japan, and no less than they deserve.
And that's exactly what happened in the opening tie against Canada. At times they do work the ball so well, but other times their defence goes to pot. England, though, into the half-time lead by 28 points to 5.
Great work, ladies.
Okay, look, just one change, okay? Have a rest, okay? You're back on, back 4, right? So carry on for Heather. Look, fantastic. That's exactly what we talked about. The tempo, hit the space early, play the space, okay? Get after it. Real simple stuff, just done at pace. Fantastic, okay? In defence, let's keep working off the ball, all right? Because everything's about an offload for them or a quick tap, all right? So let's just make sure we don't get caught getting a little bit lazy off the ball. Keep taking the space, because they're going to want to shift it away from the contact area, okay? So let's make sure if we do, we're there to snuff it out. Right, look, it's just more of the same. We're going to start making some changes. We might make a few en masse, all right? It's about, the girls will come on, it's about just maintaining that intensity and that focus on what we're doing, yeah? Okay, let's be really, really clinical, okay? Good things, don't force it, simple things, just done really well, okay?
Let's go, guys.
What they're doing is attacking in 2s down one channel, just compressing and take weight from out.
Push the other out. Whoever comes on, finish fucking strong, yeah? 12 effort. I'll kick 1.
Well, England opening up their this morning's Pool A play with a win over Ireland by 29 points to 5. Japan, they lost by 38 points to 0 over Canada. And as you can see, England in command at 28 points to 5 in this match against Japan. As Chisato Yoko takes the ball into the contact. This is Tomita. Tomita was got in support there. All right, Kuwait.
Up on your feet.
You might see that don't adjust your volume, your colour buttons on your screen. That's Rasta Yashinvengi. He's changed the colour of his strip. Looks good in green. Nice blend of the against the playing surface from our Australian referee, originally with South Africa, but now with Australia. Great little show of the ball. Chisato Nakamura is the Japanese captain. She's in off. Good interplay from Kana Mitsugi. Mitsugi just putting the ball back there onto Yamaguchi. Yamaguchi just trying to get ball, but is that a turnover for England? It looks good for England. So the tap and go. We heard Simon Middleton talk about Japan's quick tap and go. And Okuai looked to go over the line there, just didn't quite have the strength. And here on the short plays, Maki Takano, I think it was Takano who got the try. So Japan score their second try here against England.
Pick and go sevens from Japan, but they all count, don't they? They offload so well, Japan, don't they? They take the contact but keep both hands free and get the offload in. That's what sucked in the England defence, and in the end, it's a real 15s kind of try here. Little pop off the base. Just squeezes over the try.
Yeah, well, they all count Sude, and Japan with 2 tries in the game. Match will get in touch with England. England with 4 tries. 3 of them converted, 28 points to 0. Sorry, all converted, I should say. So, Nakamura takes the dropout now. A change on the field of play. Sees Katie McLean secure that ball. That was a loose pass there. Bumbling up. Knock on for Japan. So Japan knocked it on as well. So from the original knock on from England, Japan will have an attacking scrum.
Yeah, the knock on was from Emily Scott, but it was the pass there from Sarah McKenna that put her under pressure, and then the Japanese defence put her under more pressure, so more possession for Japan. All Japan this half after all England in the first.
1, 5, 8 and 12.
1, 5, 8 and 12 go off. 3, 7, 9, 10 go on for England. Well, we heard from Simon Middleton that he might make a big change. He certainly has. Alice Richardson,
Line. Set.
Katie McLean, Natasha Hunt, John Watmore also on. Japan then attack down the blind through Makiko Tomita. Recycle possession once again. Look how tight Japan get down that side. We saw this tactic being used by Spain in their win over USA, and Japan are doing exactly that. They're playing what I would call Route 1 sevens. That's the close contact game.
Whoa. Here we go.
Not the most attractive Sude, but sometimes effective.
Sometimes effective indeed, and it's proved to be so both for Spain and Japan. But can England do the opposite, spin it wide?
Well, here's the differential now, because England are looking forward to take the ball wider now. And that one, well, the skill level wasn't quite good enough to put away Kay Wilson, and the mistake by England. Natasha Hunt with the forward pass.
Yeah, so the forward pass is from Natasha Hunt, but really you've got to blame the player on the outside. If the pass goes forward, it's because that's where the support player's standing. It's so important in sevens to keep your depth.
Steady.
Nakamura will feed the scrum, standing right behind Chisato Yoko, but Japan will just go for the quick tap and go. And here's Nakamura. Nakamura, the skipper. And here we go. It's all very tight again, isn't it? You can throw a blanket over those jerseys. And standing in the pivot play is the try scorer Maki Takano. Oh, it's another try here for Japan. So 3 tries for Japan. They've beaten their total from Atlanta last week. And that looks as though Anokuwai has scored the try for Japan. Delighted with that effort.
Yeah, Japan have clearly decided this is the way to make ground. The pick and go, or the pick and short pop. The only answer really to it for England or any other team is that you have to be in a sprint start around the breakdown and really sprint up and push the team backwards rather than let them drive over the try line. You have to match it. If they're going to come in tight in attack, you've got to come in tight in defence. Now, can England get their hands on the ball at all?
Yeah, Chiharu Nakamura adds the additional 2 points. Watmore couldn't get her hands on it, and the ball bounces favourably for Anokuwai. Katie McLean kicks the ball straight out. Let's just listen in here to Rasta Rashimbenge as he consults his touch judge.
Did you call something?
By white?
By white.
I don't have a number.
High tackle? Okay, I've got a penalty here. You don't have a number? Number 10? Yeah, just keep the shots down, please.
So Joanne Watmore was guilty of a high tackle there. So good officiating there between Rasta Rashimbenge and his support touch judge. Now here, I honestly don't understand what difference this makes. You watch the tap by Nakamura, the wraparound play there by Chisato Yoku. Space on the wide outside here from Japan. Good running from Taniguchi. She's a real flyer there out on the wing. And Japan now starting to play the wider game of Sims, the one that's more expansive. Great turnover though by Alice Richardson. But she was guilty for holding on. And again, the tap restart from Japan is quick. They've really made life difficult for England in this second half, Japan. Full credit to them. And again, route 1 for Nakamura as they drive for the line. England's defence is going to have to be good here. Well, it'll be very interesting if Japan end up playing against Spain, because that could be a very interesting game given the two tactics and the tight style of play. All right. Good tackle made by Heather Fisher. Yamaguchi has to go back in, but too many penalties. And there's Joanne Watmore getting sent to the sin bin, and again Japan will just tap and go. The captain goes over for Japan's 4th try, Chicharu Nakamura.
And it has been all Japan this half, hasn't it? England simply haven't had their hands on the ball. Not the most attractive sevens from Japan, but the pick and go. England have no answer to it whatsoever, so you have to say, brilliant tactic. Thank goodness for England that they got their conversion in the first half.
Well, Japan surely will take great confidence from this going into their next game, which will be against Ireland. So Katie McLean pops the ball back to Emily Scott. She says enough's enough on that. Well, it was England's first half performance that won that game. Japan certainly came back into it, made a fist of it. Full-time score then is England 28, Japan 24.
Sue, I mean, on form, Ireland might fancy this one, but Japan have played very good stuff today.
You're quite contrasting styles of rugby from his two teams. Japan found a pick-and-go style of sevens that England didn't know what to do with in the second half of their previous game. Ireland have been a little bit more expansive.
So, expansive rugby versus more direct. Which one will come out on top? Last time it was Ireland, but Japan had their tails up after their performance last time, where they managed a few tries, if you remember, against England. And in fact, maybe was there more time, they might have fancied even nicking it at the end, such was the comeback that they produced. But ball off the deck there for Nakamura, the captain. Nice hands to Suzuki. And Japan looking to go wide. As they say that, up the middle, they're trying to break the tackle, and the offload gets the hand. Lovely play from Japan. Ireland contesting on the ground. They're not allowed to do so fairly because Japan and Suzuki wouldn't let go, so they get a penalty.
Yeah, it's good work at the breakdown in the end from Audrey Flynn. Nice offload game from Japan. We talked about how direct they like to be. Audrey Flynn had a really good tournament so far, hasn't she?
She has, and a few bumps and bruises as well. That one look forward from here. Referee hasn't spotted it, and we play on. Flood to Mulhall. Williams to clear out, does a good job of it. Back to Flood. Kim with number 10 on her back. Stacey, her sister, with number 3. Quick tap and go. Japan trying to move this one quickly through Yamanaka. Nice hand. Oh, look at that for a thumping hit by Senina Upu. That was a bruiser, but Yoko comes away with it. She's the number 8 with the scrum cap that I mentioned at the start. The captain Nakamura now takes it into contact. Japan reverting to type and that direct style of play. They might go wide here though, because there's numbers there. Going through the gap, and it's going to be a try from Tomita. Japan stretch in front, and they get the first try of the game.
She just ghosted through this gap, Tomita. Kawai, sorry, Yano Kawai is that scores the try. So hard to see these numbers. And she just goes through the gap, not a fingernail on her. Irish defence just gets pulled far too wide.
Conversion attempt under the post is good. Japan lead by 7 points to 0. There was the gap in the defence really, and all too easy. Well, this is the hit from Senina Upu. Lined her up, and that was beautiful.
She kind of came in and stole that hit, didn't she? There was a player right in front of her, but no, Upu knew that she could put in the bigger one, and so she did.
A high-hanging restart. Flood underneath it. So Stacey Flood now tries to go through the gap here in the middle and manages to keep her feet. Support from Williams, who looked like she might be impeded. The chase is on from Kuai. Will she get there? Yes, she will. It's a half the length of the pitch try from Stacey Flood. And that is the perfect response from Ireland to draw level.
Her first try, Stacey Flood. It comes from the kick-off. The ball goes backwards, fortunately, and then she's the one that cleans it up. Shrugs off a tackle. It looks like she's going to get caught, doesn't it? It looks like Kuai's going to get her, but Stacey Flood then pulls away again. They're tough on the lungs, those ones.
That's going to burn. The kick goes between the posts, might ease the pain somewhat. 7 points each, nothing to separate these two sides, and 2 tries in quick succession here in Langford. Final session of the day. Ireland again look to be a mile offside from the kick-off, and that hasn't gone 10. Number playing advantage for a knock-on. Your guess is as good as mine. There for Williams. Flood pikes with a looping pass on the outside. We know Murphy Crowe has pace. Murphy Crowe has pace to get through into the 22, over the try line, and Amy Lee Murphy Crowe touches down for Ireland to get in front.
Excellent finish from Amy Lee Murphy Crowe. She's proving herself more and more important to this Irish team, as is Stacey Flood, who I think made that pass, and the vision she had to make it. She saw that the Japanese defence had got pulled in, that Amy Lee Murphy Crowe, dangerous in space, was waiting there. Great finish from her.
And what about that for the conversion as well? The extra 2 for Ireland. 14-7, every point counts at this stage, and Ireland get in front with 2 minutes left to play at the end of the first half. Well, that's the perfect response. If you remember, Japan struck first in the bowl final, and Ireland managed to come back. It's almost a repeat of that, and they have 2 tries to their name now. Beautiful restart, that time no problem. Looked like it came forward of a Japanese player. It did, and Ireland will get the scrum.
Parks here, ladies. Yep, time off. Time in. Crouch. Bind. Set.
Mulhall. Nobu tries to go through the centre, gets the pass away, and good hands to keep that one from going forward. Nupu can't hang on, and Japan will get the scrum.
They're just fumbling at the base there. Nupu just can't quite get hands on the ball. I think it just clips the back of the heel, doesn't it, of Murphy Crow.
Crouch. Bind. Set.
Yamanaka with the feeds. Japan go right. Tackle goes in from Flood. And therefore Nakamura, the captain, takes the reverse pass. Audrey O'Flynn puts her on the ground. Options on the left-hand side here. Ireland caught a little bit narrow in defence, perhaps, if that had gone. Murphy Crow stuck a hand out to prevent it going, and Tomita gets play back underway. Tackled by O'Flynn. There's the offload. Nice hands. The clash in the middle there. Flood looks in a bit of trouble, and there's numbers out here. That one went backwards. Play on, says the referee. Yamanaka. Tackled by Mulhall, or Murphy Crow. Yoko trying to stretch the legs. This time is Tomita. Clash in the middle. Tackle was high. Just a penalty. There's the half-time hooter. So this will be the last play, and Japan looking to try and level things up before the break. Nakamura. Nice pass and a good line as well from Suzuki. Went forward. That should be that.
Yeah.
There's the half-time whistle. And Ireland, after going 7 points down, find themselves 7 points in front with 2 tries. And they lead here by 14 points to 7 at the break.
Girls, just grab your drink. Grab your drink and take a deep breath. Okay, come in. Sit up. Now listen, just defensively, girls, tackles, we've got to get them on the ground, okay? None of this wrestling stuff, you've just got to fight with them, you've got to get them on the ground. If you've got to go to ground with them, so be it. You've got to get them on the ground quicker, and then we make a decision. Are we in on that ball or not? If we're not, we're straight back into our defensive line, okay? We get good space enough off that. I want us to just do that so we can generate some actual line speed and put them under a little bit more pressure, okay? And then we'll pressure their skills. Stay alive, hunting on the inside as well defensively. Don't knock off all the time.
I think this is team that's been the same.
And a quick over for the second is Hannah. Ireland pick fresh legs. Japan have taken
her over
there. The big powerhouse gets the pass away, and this must be underneath the post. It is. Japan are in again. Nadave made it and finished. So we Megan Williams, no communication.
And such a
now to try and spread this one. Mulhall has to come back in. That was high. An advantage being played. Williams, can he get the ball to the winger from Portlaoise in County Laois? Back from Murphy Crow. Keohane, little step from Mulhall. Did well, has to hang on to this with 2 hands here. I mean, wrestled to the ground, must release. Ireland get the penalty. Quick tap and go is from the mark. Keohane, inventive play by the Irish number 8. Throws the pass out wide. How much pace is there? Audrey O'Flynn scored a try against England and has had a good tournament so far. Quick little show from Seni Nupu. Presents that ball. Ireland need to get this wide. They're calling for it. Mulhall, looping pass to Miller. Miller sets off. Alison Miller. She is going to finish this one all day long. The poor leash flyer touches down for an Ireland try. And could that be the one that wins this match?
There's only a minute and a half left, so it certainly could be. Anthony Eddy will say this is brilliant work from the coach on the sideline. Kept Alison Miller fresh. Audrey O'Flynn does brilliant to drive the ball forward, and then the pass gets out to Ali Miller. She's nice and fresh, just come on the pitch, all the pace in the world. Takes Ireland over the try line, takes Ireland into the lead. Can they hang on for one more minute?
100% conversion rate from Lucy Mulhall brings their tally to 21. Here was the looping pass from the Irish captain, and Miller, she was always going to win that race. Ireland, well, look like if they can hang on with inside a minute, Japan still have time. Possession here, absolutely crucial. Hanging restart, look at that, right on the button. O'Flynn is up there. Japan comes through.
First by Green, then by White.
Wow. Did that go forward off Green?
Either way, it was a brilliant, brilliant restart.
Audrey O'Flynn got up here.
Audrey O'Flynn goes up.
Did that go backwards or forwards?
Tight, isn't it? Really, really tight.
Set.
Pop pass to Nakamura, the captain. Japan now, desperate measures. They know that as things stand, they're definitely going into the bowl. Even for Ireland, the victory may not be enough depending on other circumstances, but quick tap and go. This is the try scorer, Kuai, in the first half. Good shot tackle to bring it down. Ireland rush blitz defence here. There is the final hooter. Last play of the game, and Japan need a converted try just to tie things up. Still with ball out wide. Yoko to Nakamura. O'Flynn drifting across, has to make the tackle. There's the switch. Nicely done as well. Taniguchi slips the pass. Japan trying to find a gap in the Irish defence. So far none comes. They have a penalty though. Ireland got to be careful.
Ireland desperately trying to put pressure on Japan on the offside line.
Nakamura, the captain, standing over this one.
Wait, please go.
One player to tap, one player to pick it up.
Nakamura.
That's out.
Japan trying to find the gap. Ireland desperate defending at the moment. If they can keep them wide, they might have a consolation that the conversion has to go over, but at the moment Japan happy to go through the phases. Ireland 7 points in front, Japan with possession. Last play of the match, Ireland get the penalty, and that is the victory that might, just might, send them through to the quarterfinals.
Run it from here, Hugh?
What's that?
Would you run it from here?
I'd definitely run it, yeah. Kick the ball out into row Z. There we go. Final whistle goes, and Ireland do enough. 3 tries to 2 and 21 points to 14.
One of those days where it didn't quite get enough points to take it over the line, but some of the rugby they strung together, if they can do that in this game, it'll be a good one.
Good to go.
So Amy Barrett is our referee. Final game of the opening session on day 2 here in Langford. And Fiji to start us off drew Viniano Riwai. First touch for Nangato, who scored that try at the death against Spain yesterday and then turned in horror as the conversion was missed, but a knock on from her.
Bit of a size differential in the 2 front rows there. It's good competing at the break then, wasn't it? But then just couldn't quite gather it.
Bind. Sit.
So first touch of the ball for Japan, and Yoko in the blue scrum cap carries it into contact. The tackle goes in from Riwai, and ball is there for Nakamura, the captain. Nice pass from her. Japan over that halfway line. And Fiji having to make the tackles at the moment. Japan beaten by Ireland yesterday. Big hit goes in the middle. And the penalty for not using the arms. I'd like to see maybe exactly why that was.
Here it comes.
Perfectly legitimate and legal tackle there. Nothing wrong with that whatsoever.
Definitely 2 arms wrapped around the body.
Let's go.
So, strange one. Japan get the penalty. Nakamura takes it quickly.
Roll, tackle out.
This is Kuwai. Couple of tries for her yesterday. Look for Yoko back inside. Can't hang on to it. Advantage being played to Fiji. And away they come. Vitorina, one-handed, but loses the ball in contact. Japan trying to take advantage here. Yoko at the back. Another penalty goes against Fiji. And it's a yellow card for Naingato.
She comes off her feet at the breakdown. Probably got a little bit hard done by for the yellow.
And it's Yoko almost at the line, 5 meters short for Japan. Fiji defending down to 6 players, and Japan with ball at the back. It's got Vorla has it. Referee playing advantage to Japan for something. Couldn't quite see over the far end. He's going for the pocket again. Another yellow card.
Seems tough on Fiji, doesn't it? And Chris Cracknell.
Niall Basali is the player to go off, and Fiji down to 5. Can they keep Japan out? 7 on 5. If they don't get in here, they'll have serious questions to answer at half-time. Fiji get the penalty. Wow.
Brilliant.
Tavo.
Yeah, brilliant work at the breakdown from Fiji, wasn't it? Now, we've seen Japan go for the pick and go, the pick and go, the pick and go, but surely when you're playing 7 on 5, you try and move the ball out wide. Here are the yellows, Hugh.
Well, that was Naingato coming through. And this was the second one. Now, explain that to me.
Fiji will be feeling a little hard done by. What they have to do now is just reorganise, regroup, and probably not play quite such an expansive game as they ordinarily play.
Maybe one-up rugby might be the way to go. They can't hang on to possession, though. Penalty against Japan.
Yeah, and exactly what they don't need to do is try the 50-50 offloads, throw the ball away here. They have to keep possession.
It's tiring on the 5 players who are on the pitch as well, being down 2. Here's Tavo carrying it one-handed, trying to go through the middle. There's the offload to a Japanese player, and this should be a simple run, and Nakamura can't hold it. Nobody wants to score in this game. Nobody wants to even catch the ball.
So first of all, you've got Fiji handing the ball to Japan when they're 2 players down, and then Japan handing the ball back to Fiji with the knock-on. Neither team, so scrappy at the moment, isn't it? I think Japan...
This is not an advertisement for Sevens rugby.
Japan, I think, playing against 5, I think we must score, so it's almost extra pressure.
Nakamura trying to put pressure at the base of the scrum there. Rongitha gets the ball away. She's got Tavo on the outside. Back to Rongitha. Little switch with Tavo. And Fiji hanging on to the ball. Naingato is back, so they're back to 6 players for the time being. Still 1 short. Japan contesting the breakdown. Fiji get a penalty. They don't roll away in the tackle. Naingato. Rongitha with the dummy. Lovely dummy. And the pass. Beautiful hands and back to Rongitha. Keeping it alive. Tavo through the middle. Rebecca Tavo stretches the legs. It's a foot race for this one. Japan giving chase to Suzuki. Tavo against Suzuki. Rebecca Tavo. Somebody wants to score. Try Fiji.
And in the end, it was really good vision from Rebecca Tavo, the experienced Fiji player. She sees that the Japanese defence is getting all pulled over, switches back inside through a huge gap, and just about has the speed to get over the line. Nangato's pointing it, get under the post. She can't get there. Defence is in the way, but yes, finally somebody scores.
So, conversion attempt from Riwai. Right-footed strike. Drifts across the post, into the wind and wide. So 5 points to nil. Fiji lead this one.
Here it is again. Pull the defence over, and Rebecca Tavo cuts the line back. The grimace on her face. It's a long old run in there. But just as Chris Cracknell won't have been happy with the 2 yellow cards, Keiko Asami will not be happy that her team couldn't take advantage of it.
Beautiful gather from Nangato from the restart, and they get the penalty as well. Not releasing, quick tap, and the pass from Nangasao. Into contact was Vondo, and to keep it alive through Tavo. This is lovely Fijian rugby through the middle. Nangasao. Fiji are in again. Japan all over the place, and 10 points on the board.
That's more like it from Fiji. Rusila Nangasao this time is the one who cuts the line. It all came from that really good take off the kick-off. Really strong Nangato. Then offload to Rebecca Tavo. She keeps the ball alive into the hands of Nangasao, who cuts such a lovely line back in, makes it really difficult for the Japanese defence. But the Japanese defence doesn't know how to counter all this Fiji offloading. They're getting really disorganised. And to use Chris Cracknell's phrase from yesterday, they're honeypotting a little bit.
They sure are. Advantage being played to Japan. They're not gone. We won't have time for the scrum. And there is the half-time whistle. So after a bit of a helter-skelter start for both teams, Fiji down to 5 at one stage and didn't concede a try. They lead here at the break by 12 points to nil.
Hey, that sort of defence goes with 5 players is what builds teams. All right, that is absolutely outstanding and a great test of character. Okay, 14 points up, sorry, 12 points up. All right, we've got to keep raising the tempo. Okay, when we raise the tempo, they can't live with us. We make sure we're one person in the breakdown and we go and get them with line speed. If they look to play tight, all right, let them have the first breakdown, because after 2 or 3 phases they'll run out of numbers, okay? So first breakdown let them have, second breakdown we go and get them, put them on the deck, third breakdown we look to go and get the ball, okay? If they want to play like that, that's fine. But when we get the ball and we turn it over, okay, we then got to put pace on it. We've got to spread it, we've got to run kochis, okay, and we've got to attack the space as Rebecca did on that kochi off Anna. Okay, set, clear, okay? Defence is the first thing. Retain possession. Anna, you'll be on Anna. Russ, you'll be on the far side. Okay, then Vondo, then Pele. Pele, make sure you stay out in defence. Can't have you stepping in. All right? Happy, girls? Set. Let's go, girls.
So the Fijian flag flying high here in Langford as the Japanese prepare to try and claw some of the deficit back. 12 points down, 2 tries down, and they must be wondering how they didn't score with a 2-person overlap for 2 minutes in that first half. We're almost set to go for the second. Nakamura, the captain, puts one deep straight into Fijian hands, and this is what they love, to run it from deep and to keep that ball alive. Now, bit of a foot race here, step back inside off her right foot from Nangasao, still going Nangasao to Nangato, the pass to Longitha, numbers on the outside for Fiji here, they shut little dummy, and in she goes, the captain, Latia Ana Maria Longitha.
Now that is how you score a try in 7s. Beautiful, brilliant, breathtaking Fijian rugby. This is towards the end. Nangasao offload to Nagato, then the long old pass to Rongitha, and then she does all the rest. Steps inside, but brilliant end-to-end stuff from Fiji, keeping the ball alive. There she goes, Nangasau. Cuts inside, then comes to look. What she does so well is come to look for support. We see players get isolated. She ran back infield to find Nagato, and that's what kept it alive. The little dummy at the end from Rongitha. Brilliant, brilliant try.
Conversion straight between the posts, so 19 points to nil. Fiji lead Japan, and the Japanese well and truly behind on the scoreboard now. Buggy Drummond-Adave, first touch for her. Nakamura, big tackle goes in, drops the shoulder, Nayo Basali. And the referee playing advantage for something. A high tackle. I don't know. Yoko. Nice footwork from the Japanese, number 9, Yamanaka. Bomi Drummond-Adave. Still going, the big number 3 for Japan. Still going like a train to keep that alive. Fiji in defensive mode at the moment. Ball back for Japan, through they come. Nagato tries to dive on it, and look at this pressure from Fiji, and Japan are struggling to deal with it. Lovely footwork as well from Riwai. She's got all the time in the world. The pop pass to Rongitha, who will go over for her second, and Fijiana jot down.
There were two contrasting tries. Fiji's last try and this one was all about Fijian defence. Look at the power in that hit, first of all, from Nangasau. And then she just keeps driving through. Nagato follows it up, and then eventually Riwai gets the footballing skills in, and then unselfishly pops it up for Rongitha to finish off. But that was all about the Fijian defence, pushing up, pushing up, pushing up.
So to add the extra 2 and just heap more misery on Japan, who've been just outclassed, and that is class for the conversion. 26 points to nil.
It's all going right for Chris Cracknell's Fiji team in this game, isn't it? Footballing skills brilliant there. And a cheeky little switch pop up.
Restart just falling short of the 10-meter line, so Japan will get the tap. 3 minutes left to play in this one. Nakamura, Fiji told to stay back 10 meters, and still there for Japan to use. Good strength there in the contact from Takano.
Rebecca Tavo and Rongitha, Anna Maria Rongitha swapping places there. Those two such important playmakers for Fiji.
Scrum for Japan. Yoko fires the pass on the better play from Japan. This is Tomita. Bomi Drummond-Adave gets the pop, and Tavo has to make the tackle here. Japan Route 1 rugby. And they get the penalty as well. Looking to use it quickly. Nakamura, the captain. Again, just held up short. Trying to recycle ball. Should be there. Are they over? Referee says no.
She could certainly have touched the post there, the bottom of the post, rather than going for the line, but I'm not sure she did. Touching the bottom of the post, of course, same as getting the ball over the try line.
Okay. Here, we don't need to check it? Okay, thank you.
There we see she was going for the bottom of the post here. Well,
Yeah.
Something hit the post. Did the ball hit the post?
She's going.
It looks like her back or shoulder hit the post, doesn't it? And then from the other angle, the ball was short of the line, I think.
Well, assistant referee pretty confident that she was short of the line. On that evidence, it looks like she was. So good decision. Now chance for Japan to win this one wide. Cover tackle from Naya Basani, can't get there. And Japan go in for their first. It's taken almost 13 minutes, but finally they get the try, and Taniguchi, their first one of the weekend.
Yeah, Japan then sprinting back to take the restart. I'm not sure in the next minute. Here's the replay. She just has enough in her legs. Both number 11s, Taniguchi outpacing Naomi Basali. Yeah, Japan sprinted back after that kick, but 52 seconds. I'm not sure they've got time to get all the points they need for a comeback.
Well, they just gifted possession straight back to Fiji. It's gone 10, but look at that. Off they go through the middle. This is Marawa stretching the legs. Not the tallest in the world, but I tell you, she is quick. And Marawa touches down to seal it for Fiji.
That's how you make an impact off the bench, isn't it? Japanese had all stopped because the ball hadn't gone 10. It then bounced. Look at that bounce, really cruel bounce. Bounces over the 10-metre line into the hands of Marawa, and of course the Japanese completely disorganised. So she steps on through all the defenders.
Conversion splits the post, so another two as the final hooter sounds. We'll have time for one more play. Lovely restart, look at that. Marawa takes it and off she goes again. Beautiful hands. Fiji keep it alive. Nangasao just dragged short of that 22. Penalty to Japan, not released on the ground.
Brilliant take off the kickoff, one of the shortest players on the pitch, Marawa. Just times it perfectly, then keeps the ball alive.
Let's go. Let's go.
Bit of heat in that sunshine now as Buggy Drummond-Adave takes it into contact. Held up, good strength there on the Japanese number 9 Yamanaka. As play on, off the ground, picked up by Fiji and by Sato. Pass ball to Vitorina. Nakamura, the captain for Japan. Yoko trying to straighten. And off they go from inside their own 22. Pass was a good one from Nakamura. Whistle goes, not rolling away, penalty to Japan. Off they go again, looking for their second try and to finish on a high. Result not in doubt now, but Japan might be in for a second try here. Taniguchi already has one, she goes for a second, and Taniguchi gets her second try of the game. The Japanese number 11.
Taniguchi spotted that she had a mismatch against Vitorino, one of Fiji's bigger forwards. The ball comes out to her in a bit of space, takes on Vitorino on the outside, and then it's all about the pace of Taniguchi. Too little too late for Japan, but at least a consolation.
So conversion attempt then from Yamanaka. Last act of this bowl semi-final. Not a bad effort, but it's going to drop short, which means Japan stay on 10. It's Fiji who will progress to the bowl final. They'll take on Brazil. Japan and Ireland will face off once again for the honour of avoiding bottom spot. Final score in this bowl semi-final, Fiji 33, Japan 10.
Versus Japan. This is for the 11th, 12th playoff place. What excitement there from the cup final. But the teams here taking the field of play will be Ireland and Japan as they take the field. Well, Ireland have improved, and also they won the bowl final, beating Japan last week by 26 points to 5. They also met yesterday when Ireland won by 21 points to 14, so maybe the scales are in the balance of the Irish. However, Japan will want to finish this leg of the North American series with a win and some silverware to take back before we all head off to Clermont-Ferrand at the end of May for the final tournament in the HSBC World Rugby Women's Sevens Series. Our referee, James Columbio from Fiji. He'll be in charge in the middle. Well, Sue, the conditions here in Langford have really improved throughout the day, and it's now actually piping hot out there. And well, that was breathtaking between New Zealand and France, and these two teams, well, I'm sure they'll be putting up a bit of a sweat as well as they play 7 minutes each way in this 11th, 12th playoff. So Japan moving the ball through on that far side. Suzuki. Ball cuts back against the Irish defence. This is the captain, Nakamura. Nakamura, I should say. Ireland come off in an offside position. Quick tap and go. As Japan start to attack now, the wide outside channel. Nakamura. In goes Yamanaka. Yamanaka fields the ball to Yuko. Yuko to Nakamura. Pitch ball from Ireland's Amy Lee Murphy-Crowe, but it was illegal. Says the referee. Quick tap and go then, Yamanaka. And now the forward takes it up. Oh, little switch play there from Nakamura. Lovely good offload there, Nakamura first of all. And then wide outside. Well, the ball was dropped with the try line in sight. So an error for Japan, let off for Ireland.
Japan had done all the hard work there, hadn't they? All they had to do was that last pass into the hand and a dive over the line.
So Ireland will have the put in at the scrum. Claire Kehoan from UL Bohemians Club. She'll feed the scrum. And Ireland opting to attack from deep. Sienna Nopo. Nopo into the contact. We've seen her do a lot of that. But again, Ireland, well, they conceded a lot of penalties in their earlier loss today to Brazil by 5 points to 10. Heartbreak for the Irish. But Japan, well, they're striking here. Surely a try in the corner. Was the ball put down? Yes, it was. Noriko Taniguchi.
Better handling from Japan to get the ball into the hands of Taniguchi. Here it comes, the last pass, and she just outpaces the despairing defence of Amy Murphy-Crowe to get it down. Real change of tactic from Japan yesterday when they were that close to the line. It was all about the short pops, wasn't it?
Yeah, so the conversion being taken here by Mio Yamanaka. So Yamanaka from wide out, and she convert the try. It's going to fall short, but first blood for Japan through Noriko Taniguchi. It was well taken, but the space was always on the wide outside channel.
Yeah, good strong finish in the end. They had to get it there first, though, didn't they? It was good hands to get it where the space was.
So in sevens, just as a reminder, the scoring team kick off, unlike the 15s game. And the team that concedes the score. Well, a bit of concern here for our referee, James Columbio. I thought he was struggling with his bat, but I think it was his battery pack for the referee's microphone. So the kick-off for Japan. Well, Flynn gets the tap back onto the Irish side. Ball taken away. Oh, this is exciting stuff from Claire Kihon. Claire Kihon stretching the Japanese defence. Can she get into the corner? What a magnificent run for the Irish girl, Claire Kihon.
What a run from Claire Kihon. Third try now in her 7th series career, but she made it all herself, didn't she? Pretty much straight from the kick-off. Ireland do well to win the ball back. Then it's one pop and it's all about steps outside and then just sprints for the try line. Defenders trying to get there. Nakamura and Nakamuru can't do it.
Kick from wide out has been missed. Well, I'm a great believer, Sudie, that sometimes in this team game, as an individual, you have to take the game by the scruff of the neck and back yourself. And certainly we've seen that from the top teams and the likes of Tim Walsh, encouraging us Australian players to have a go. Same with Sean Horan. And I'm sure that Anthony Eddy will be chuffed to bits with the Irish score. 5 apiece then between Ireland and Japan. Plenty of height on that kick. Ball ricochets off a Japanese player, but an offside decision given against Mio Yamanaka, which will allow Ireland just to set up bang on the 10-yard line in the middle of the pitch. Lucy Mahal from Leinster. Goes the wrapper, and Mahal, the Irish skipper, steps back in. Neopol takes a great angle. Ireland then flood this blind side. The ball bounces favourably for Shannon Houston. She retains the possession, but it was knocked on the bouncing ball.
Yeah, they're trying to get the pass over the top where the space is, but then once the ball ends up bouncing, it's so hard to control.
Just looking at a lot of the players actually on this artificial surface, they've got their knees taped up, their kneecaps taped up, a little bit of skin grazes coming across. Of course, they don't put any water on this plastic pitch, so it's pretty dry. And it's pretty hot at the moment out there here at the West Hill Stadium in the city of Langford. Ball in to Megan Williams. Williams, it's route number 1 for her. She's well tackled, and Japan got turnover ball there, and that all stemmed there from Chisato Yoko, who takes the ball into the contact. It was her tackle originally on Williams that got the turnover play. Advantage being played now. Japan, well, you really feel it's got to stick, these passes. Japan, well, they're just trying to force the action, and that's what's happening. If you force a pass, and the fluency not there for Japan.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Scott. They're trying to move Ireland around, aren't they? Trying to keep things moving, but you've got to be able to make that decision. Is this the right time to offload, or should I just take it forwards, recycle? And what that does, of course, when you take the ball in, get tackled, it creates an offside line, forces the defence to go back and get back onside, and creates more space sometimes.
Okay. But sometimes almost preempting the pass, you know, get the basics right and control the ball, and it's almost that Japan's attack phase is rushed.
Yeah. Snatching at the ball.
Yeah. Lucy Mahal will set up this attack. Mahal, she's certainly a good ball player. Mahal is the half-time hooter. So what can Ireland do? Can they finish off this half? With a knock-on there for Japan. First of all, the knock-on from Ireland, knock-on from Japan. James Balumbio, he blows his whistle for half-time. 5-all half-time. These two teams evenly matched.
Okay, girls, just listen. So, attack-wise, you're going to hear the call hot. You need to shift that ball. It's got to go. all right? But I reckon we need to buy more depth from our first receiver and our second receiver. You've got to work harder to get into position. I'm hearing it. The ball's not being delivered because you're taking too much out of it or because you're too flat, so we've got to work harder in attack to get our position first up. And also we've been too many turnovers at the tackle, all right? We're either too passive in presenting the football or we're lazy to chase in. We've got to anticipate where that contact is. We've got to work harder in your threes. If you pass the ball to someone, you've got to be responsible for looking after it, okay? Second half, no turnovers. Defensively, again, I want us to work hard. So at the moment, we're happy in the line, standing there, looking at the ruck, all right, rather than scanning out here and seeing who we need to defend. We've got opportunities where we're man on man, we go man on man. We've got to get the space in first. Okay?
Yep.
Let's go. Big second.
Go, girls. We'll have to switch in last minute. Because we have to turn our hips to seal.
Second half of the 11th, 12th playoff place. Ireland versus Japan. It's 5-all. 1 try apiece. All to play for. And this finishes off 2 weeks of rugby action for these two teams. It's been tiring. 6 games in Atlanta for both these teams. 6 games here in Langford. And who can go away with the silverware from this wonderful sevens tournament? Ball in into the hands of Amy Lee Murphy-Crowe. Crowe for the line. She split the Japanese defence, and Crowe in for the second try for Ireland in this tie.
Amy Lee Murphy-Crowe turning into a really good, important sevens player for this Irish team. As soon as it was turned over and as soon as you saw her out here in space, you fancied her chances to get over the line. She isolated the defender, stepped inside and then back out away from the cover. Really balanced finishing.
Well, the 20-year-old has really showed her class. 2 points could be really important here. It is good, cracking kick there from skipper Lucy Mulhall, and that might just be enough to win this particular tie. I know Japan will want to come back into it. And I mentioned earlier on that Ireland beat Japan 21 points to 14 yesterday in pool play. They also beat Japan last week 26 points to 5 in the bowl final in Atlanta. Can they go out and win this bowl final? Just waiting for a certain item that helps the start the game. Waiting for the rugby ball suit. Did you pinch it?
Definitely one of those.
Here it goes.
Yeah, I mean, this is a Japan team you can't write off, though. It's the same team that scored 24 unanswered points to make a huge comeback against England yesterday. Let's see what they've got.
Well, that's not going to help, is it? A knock on there from Kana Mitsuki. Mitsuki, who made her debut in Atlanta last week. So Ireland scrum on that 10-metre line. What can they do to set up that attack? Lucy Mulhall then out to the try scorer, Amy Lee Murphy-Crowe, but guilty of falling over the ball was Lucy Mulhall. And Japan now on that attack. No real pace from the Japanese yet. And holding on to the ball, says referee James Mbulumbio.
Both teams competing hard at the breakdown, aren't they? Not allowing each other to get any quick free ball.
I was just about to say, do Ireland start playing the clock and start slowing it down, trying to retain the possession? There's a lot of time in sevens. It's a dangerous tactic, I hasten to add, with 4.25 minutes to go.
There's a difference, I suppose, between slowing it down and playing for territory. If you're ahead, you don't have to force it. Take the territory. It's still Ireland ball. Keeping possession, that's the key, isn't it, at this point?
Yeah, Megan Williams is normally the target here in the line-out. Lifting at the front, Katie Fitzhenry. Well, that's a tight line-out, that one, isn't it? Ball's delivered back, bounces favourably, and Ireland's breaking across that particular gain line. Claire Keohane. Bit of room for Flynn on the outside if the pass had been given there by Katie Fitzhenry. Flynn has to go and clear. Williams. And a little bit of pressure on this Japanese defence, but the ball's coughed up by Lucy Mahal. It wasn't gathered by Japan's sweeper, Marie Yamaguchi.
A pretty clear knock on though, this one, isn't it? The refs are going to see that one. It goes about 5 metres forwards into the hands of Japan.
Well, look at the lineup from the Japanese scrum here. There's 2 players standing directly opposite each other.
They do it a lot off scrum move to try and fool the defence. The defence don't know which way they're going, but actually you don't change the way you align in defence.
No, it's interesting, isn't it? So Chiharu Nakamura, she's the one standing immediately behind the scrum, and then behind here is Marie Yamaguchi. So they're obviously working on a strike move. There's the scrum, there's the put-in. I don't think that's doing anything for Japan's attack play, because suddenly Yamaguchi's not really involved in that attack play. I've tried it in 15, Sue, but not in 7s.
Did it work for you there, Scott?
Probably not. But the rugby sevens game and rugby in general, it's all about innovation as well. I'm all for it. So recycle possession here for the Japanese and attacking from deep. Wearing the grey scrum cap, Tomita has to go in and clear ball. Japan, they've got a bit of space out here. Their captain's on the wide outside channel. Good take by Taniguchi, but it's popped up into the hands of the Irish player Claire Keohane. Now, can Ireland make this turnover tell? Audrey O'Flynn, she's a solid customer of Flynn as she takes it into the contact, but holding on to the ball. She got isolated there, and perhaps the opportunity for Ireland was to move that ball out wide.
I think that's right, and she died with the ball. She went straight down in the tackle, which gave the defence the chance to try and steal it straight away, straight down. Couldn't pump her legs, and so the defence immediately has a chance to steal it.
Just keeping an eye on that clock, Sudi. 1 minute and 31 seconds. You really feel with Ireland putting Japan under pressure, it's theirs to lose.
They've pretty much kept Japan pinned down here, haven't they? The whole of this half, and that's exactly what Ireland want to do. Another minute and a half of play.
Yeah, just a wee bit of concern for Audrey O'Flynn there. She's obviously taken a knock when she took that ball into contact. Triple substitution for Ireland. Kim Flood, Hannah Tyrrell and Alison Miller. Well, Audrey O'Flynn, she's been great for Ireland. Really solid customer. Siona Napool comes off the pitch as well. So Japan with 1 minute and 31 seconds. They need 7 points to square the game. They are fast. And Noriko Taniguchi unceremoniously dumped into the plastic carpet here. Taniguchi recycles Yamaguchi on that occasion. And now Japan look for this ball. Spreading play, good tackle comes in from Hannah Tyrrell though. Now that's the 10-yard line again, the clock 50 seconds, Japan retaining the possession, spreading the play. Well, there was an opportunity to move that ball. Well, the Japanese skipper, she kicks the ball, Chiharu Nakamura. But the long legs of Hannah Tyrrell will have this one covered now. Ireland, all they have to do is retain the possession for 30 seconds. Japan on the attack. Super tackle. Japan still threatening this Irish line. And the danger for Ireland is this try might be scored near the post. A penalty, is it? Against Ireland. Well, this breakout has come from nowhere. It's the first time Japan have been in Ireland's 22.
Yeah, I thought it was a really risky kick when she kicked it through, but it's worked out well, hasn't it? Managing to recycle it What if Japan got up their sleeve? Well, we know one's going to tap it and one's going to pick it up, that's for sure.
Well, it's all about defence, isn't it? Route 1 for the Japanese. Well, it's a try. So they've got to 10 points. They've still got the conversion to come to force this match into extra time.
It's time off now. Just give us some time. Thank you.
Let's just listen in. I don't think there was anything wrong with the ground. He's perhaps going to check here.
RVR, please.
Referee video review. Let's have a wee look here. Well, the ball's been dropped backwards. Well, he's suggesting, I think the referee has given it as a knock-on originally. So that will be the final play. Japan gave themselves a chance, but for the second week on the trot, Ireland beat Japan. This time in the 11th-12th playoff. It was the bowl last week. They beat them in pool play as well. Ireland 12, Japan 5.